Have you ever watched a performance and suddenly realized that one person isn't just singing a song, they're telling a story? A story so powerful that even people who have never met them can feel every emotion. The excitement, the confidence, the passion, the years of hard work hidden behind every note. Now imagine standing on one of the biggest stages in the world, millions of eyes watching, fans holding their breath, critics analyzing every detail. And somehow, despite all that pressure, you deliver a performance so memorable that one of Britain's most respected newspapers feels compelled to single you out from an entire group of global superstars. That's exactly what happened to BTS's Jin. And the reason this moment is generating so much attention isn't simply because he received praise. It's because of who the praise came from. For years, Jin has been known by fans as a vocalist capable of turning songs into emotional experiences. But recently, international media once again reminded the world why his voice continues to leave such a lasting impression. The British newspaper The Guardian reviewed BTS's comeback live performance at Gwanghwamun Square in Seoul, an event that celebrated the group's highly anticipated fifth album. The performance itself was monumental. The atmosphere was electric. Thousands gathered to witness BTS return to one of Korea's most symbolic locations. The historic backdrop, the massive stage, the emotional significance of the moment. Everything felt larger than life. The Guardian described the show as spectacular, praising BTS for bringing emotion and energy into every song. But among all 7 members, one name stood out in the review: Jin. The publication specifically highlighted his vocals in the song Normal, stating that he made a strong impression by powerfully leading the track's rock elements. Think about what that really means. Rock vocals are different. They aren't just about hitting the right notes. They're about attitude, intensity, presence, the ability to make listeners feel the music deep inside their chest. Every powerful rock performance requires a singer to balance strength and control at the same time. Too much force, and the emotion disappears. Too much restraint, and the impact is lost. Yet somehow, Jin managed to find that perfect balance. The result? A performance so striking that one of the world's most influential newspapers couldn't ignore it. But perhaps what's even more fascinating is that this recognition wasn't an isolated moment. In many ways, it felt like another chapter in a story that has been unfolding for years. Because if there's one thing that has defined Jin's career, it's consistency. Again and again. Performance after performance. Year after year. He continues proving that his talent is not a coincidence. It's the result of dedication, passion, and an unwavering commitment to growth. The evidence can be seen everywhere. Take the live performance of Hooligan, released through Netflix's official YouTube channel. At first glance, it was simply another performance video, but fans quickly noticed something interesting. Certain moments were being replayed more than others, again, and again, and again. Among the most rewatched scenes were Jin's appearances. One featured him performing while wearing a mask, creating an aura of mystery that immediately captured attention. Another showed him confidently performing the now famous crab dance. Now, on paper, those two moments couldn't be more different. One looked dramatic and intense, the other was playful and humorous. Yet both became fan favorites. Why? Because they reveal something unique about Jin. Most performers become known for one thing. They're either serious or playful, elegant or funny, powerful or approachable. Jin somehow manages to be all of those things at once. One moment he's commanding the stage like a rock frontman, the next he's making thousands of people laugh with a dance move. And somehow, neither side feels forced. Both feel authentic. That's a rare quality, and audiences recognize authenticity immediately. It's one of the reasons people keep coming back. Not just for the music, but for the person behind the music. Because every performance feels genuine. Every smile feels real. Every emotional moment feels sincere. And perhaps that's why viewers continue replaying his performances long after the show has ended. But the story doesn't stop in 2026. To understand why international critics keep praising Jin, we have to look back to 2019. Back to a time when BTS was rapidly reshaping the global music landscape. That year, British music magazine NME compiled its list of the 50 best albums of 2019. Among the selections was BTS's Map of the Soul, Persona, For any album to make such a list is already impressive. The competition is enormous, the standards are incredibly high. Yet what truly stood out was NME's choice for the album's defining moment. Out of every track, every chorus, every performance, every musical highlight, the publication pointed directly to Jin's soaring vocals in Dionysus. Think about that. An album filled with unforgettable moments. And the scene critics remembered most was Jin's voice reaching those breathtaking heights. Those notes weren't just technically difficult, they carried emotion, power, urgency, the kind of vocal performance that instantly grabs attention and refuses to let go. Years later, people are still talking about it. That's the mark of a truly memorable performance. And then came another milestone, his first solo world tour, Runseo Jin E. Tour. For many artists, a solo tour represents a major test. Within a group, responsibility is shared. The spotlight moves from member to member. The pressure is distributed. A solo tour changes everything. Now the audience is focused entirely on one person. Every song, every interaction, every emotional moment, every challenge. Everything depends on the artist standing alone on that stage. And Jin didn't just meet expectations, he exceeded them. Rolling Stone UK awarded the tour a perfect 5-star rating, a perfect score. The kind of recognition that reflects not only technical quality but also emotional impact. Because critics aren't simply evaluating vocals, they're evaluating the experience, how a performer makes people feel, how effectively they connect with an audience, how unforgettable the show becomes. And according to Rolling Stone UK, Jin delivered at the highest level. Meanwhile, France's Paris match focused on qualities that statistics and charts can never fully capture. His humor, his charisma, his natural stage presence, his ability to move effortlessly between genres, one moment delivering heartfelt emotion, the next creating laughter, then immediately transitioning into a powerful musical performance. That versatility is incredibly difficult. Many artists spend entire careers trying to master one style. Jin continues demonstrating his ability to excel across multiple styles without losing his identity. No matter what genre he explores, people instantly know who they're listening to. And then there's the technical side of the conversation, the part that vocal experts pay close attention to, the aspect that often goes unnoticed by casual listeners. Because while audiences may simply hear a beautiful note, professionals hear something more. Breath control, pitch accuracy, range, technique, stability. All the invisible elements that separate good singers from exceptional ones. Forbes examined Jin's vocal abilities and highlighted his stability during difficult high-note passages. That may sound simple, but in reality, it's one of the hardest things a vocalist can achieve. Anyone can attempt a high note. Maintaining control during a high note while preserving emotional expression is something entirely different. It requires years of practice, discipline, consistency, and tremendous confidence. According to the analysis, Jin demonstrated impressive control across a wide vocal range while maintaining stability throughout challenging sections. In other words, his performances aren't relying on luck. They're built on skill. Real skill. The kind developed through countless hours of preparation that audiences never see. And perhaps that's what makes this entire story so emotional. Because behind every standing ovation, there are years of sacrifice. Behind every viral performance, there are countless rehearsals. Behind every moment of praise, there are moments of doubt, pressure, and hard work that happened long before the spotlight arrived. Fans often see the final result, the perfect stage, the flawless performance, the unforgettable high note. But moments like these remind us of everything that came before. Every challenge, every lesson, every step that helped shape Jin into the artist he is today. And now, media outlets from different countries and different cultures continue reaching remarkably similar conclusions. The Guardian praises his commanding presence. NME highlights his unforgettable vocals. Rolling Stone UK celebrates his solo performances. Paris Match applauds his charisma and versatility. Forbes recognizes his technical excellence. Different publications, different perspectives, different standards. Yet the message remains the same. Jin leaves an impression, a lasting one, not because he demands attention, but because he earns it. Through talent, through authenticity, through performances that make people feel something real. And in an industry where trends change overnight, where attention comes and goes in an instant, That may be the most impressive achievement of all, because years after his debut, people are still discovering new reasons to admire him. Still replaying his performances, still talking about his vocals, still celebrating his growth, still waiting to see what he'll do next. And perhaps that's the clearest sign of all. A star can capture attention for a moment. A true artist keeps people watching for years. And judging by the praise pouring in from around the world, Jin continues proving exactly why he belongs in that category. The stage lights may eventually dim, the concerts may end, the final notes may fade into silence, but some performances stay with people forever. And for countless fans, and increasingly for critics around the world, Jin's performances are becoming exactly those kinds of moments.